We are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
Great job, brother. It was fun to meet Shelby.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat. Something got pop your butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
Look at that thing. That thing's nice. Got a minute. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. Hollywood's got the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto, whether it's going up or down or up only. My name is Ben. Come to you live every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you guys are very well aware. Yeah, we're making it happen today. You guys know I was out on Friday, and what happened? Up
Action.
Only. Yeah, that's right, guys. When I leave the studio, price of Bitcoin goes up. That's a clue, guys. We drop a lot of subliminal hints on this channel. You guys may not be aware of. In the bull run, y'all make sure to watch these pillows back here. we know a guy who was making moves based on my pillow movement. He crushed it. So there you go. Okay, guys, we're gonna be looking at Bitcoin today. Obviously, it's been a big weekend. Man, has good football this weekend. All the games were good this weekend.
Yeah.
All the football games were good. I know the Seattle game was a blowout, but they were winning at halftime. Man, what about 98-yard fumble return last night for the Bengals? That's how they won.
I thought the Bills were going to blow it. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like, I mean, at the end, it's like, okay, they obviously Miami's not capitalizing on this stuff enough. They're going to pull through, but like they made it, they kept it close. That's for sure. How about, okay, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, like the conspiracy theorists out there that have conspiracies on everything, but you know what was trending? The clip, did you see the clip of Trevor Lawrence? Where he's like, oh, the crazy, and he's like, oh man, you couldn't script it any better than this. And everybody's proof that NFL games are scripted. Trevor Lawrence admitted it. And I'm just like, how? Like, come on, guys. You know that's an expression.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Guys, you can't trust a long-haired hippie to begin with. Everybody knows that. Trevor Lawrence, local here, played here at Ackworth.
Yeah.
Played football there.
Went to Waffle House, I think, to celebrate his victory.
He did, absolutely. He's a local guy. Now, what do you think about his hair? Trevor Lawrence have a bad haircut? I think he does. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. I think he's got a bad haircut. We got to put him in a bad haircut club. How many years over under do you think it is before he cuts his hair?
Oh, a long time.
I'd give it 3 years.
I'd say 5 at least.
I'd cut it at some point. I mean, I'd tell you what's going to happen. He's going to get jerked down from behind some point.
I don't see that in the NFL.
Remember when Palomalu got...
Yeah.
Whew, man.
It's legal. It's legal.
It's part of uniform. Part of uniform.
It was Ricky Williams was another one that I think got that way a couple times.
Yeah, I knew the Jags were coming back, though. My son, he likes the Chargers. He likes Austin Eckler for some reason. And he came in and he was like, oh, yeah, looking real bad for the Chargers, Dad. Ha, 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 ha. I said, son, this game ain't over. Jaguars came back against Cowboys from big deficit earlier. And guess what? The Chargers, they're like the Falcons of the West.
Yeah.
So there you go. By the way, O'Leary's an investor in Immutable Holdings. And they do Immutable X, whole different thing you want to mix out on. I'd have to double check on that. I don't know if that's true. You may be correct. I don't know. But I think there's some connection there. We'll have to look it up. Yeah. I heard about the Georgia Bulldogs player who died in the car accident this weekend. Very sad recruiting coach as well. So definitely terrible there. Celebrate the parade, the winning, all that stuff. And then, so it went down. Who's winning tonight real quick? Who's winning tonight? Put a poll up. Who's winning tonight? Bucks or Cowboys? Who you got, TJ?
Cowboys.
Cowboys, okay. Nick DeMonte? Cowboys? Who you back there? Frank? He doesn't know about it. He doesn't know about sports. Frank's a dork. Okay. I'm going with the Bucks. I think Bucks are going to win tonight. Everything on paper says Cowboys should win.
It won't let me do a poll for some reason.
You can't do a poll.
Oh, there's already one up.
Oh.
TJ,
I'll always let you do a poll.
Half the audience is 64% bullish, 37% bearish.
Interesting. On paper, the Cowboys should destroy the Buccaneers tonight.
Yeah.
Then Buccaneers still will win. We'll see.
Are you just betting on Tom Brady experience, basically?
Nope, betting against Cowboys. You know? I mean, look, there's a couple teams you bet against. You bet against Falcons. You bet against the Chargers. You bet against the Vikings. And you bet against Cowboys. There you go. I mean, these are all teams that just consistently blow it in the playoffs all the time. So, nothing personal against Cowboys. I don't hate the Cowboys. I hope the Cowboys win. I hate the Buccaneers. But I'm just telling you that's what I think is going to happen. So, all right, let's move on here. Guys, my book, Catching Up to Crypto, it's been sold out everywhere. Some people got actually refunds on Amazon. So we're talking with publisher, making sure we got a lot more out. Sold out on Barnes & Noble, sold out on Books A Million, sold out on Target. Like I said, Amazon will still let you buy it, but they're refunding some people right now. So we're working with publishers to make sure that we get a lot more out. People are really excited about the book. We're really excited about starting our book tour. By the way, if you go to Twitter, let's do this real quick. Let's go to Twitter, twitter.com. We'll get the show started right after that. And I would also like to say a big welcome back to everybody who left when Bitcoin was below 20K. Thanks. If you don't love Bitcoin at 15K, you don't deserve it to love it at 100K. Just saying. All right, this is our giveaway here. We need to do our giveaway here and pick our winners. Pick our winners. Hold on. Take it down. I need to log in to Gleam real quick so we can pick our winners for the contest. For the book giveaway. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Here it is. Finished.
Can you unplug that trackpad and get rid of that cord when you have a second? It just drives me crazy. Yeah, thanks.
There you go. Okay, here it is. Winners. Pick winners. Draw winners.
Am I good to show now?
What's that?
Am I good to show it now?
Not yet. Here are 4 winners. Why does it say 0 to 4 winners? Because don't we have... They're drawing winners right now. Okay, let's see here. Click on this. Competitions ended. Weren't there supposed to be 8 winners? Okay, it says 4. Let's see what it says here. Okay, draw winners. Boom. Okay, we're drawing the winners. Over prizes remaining. Did it say we were doing 5 copies of that? 5 winners. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so here's that. Let me pick an additional winners. All winners drawn. Also, our export winners. I don't know what to do here, actually. Okay, we'll do this. We'll announce these 4 winners here. Hold on one second. All right, here are your winners here for the top 3 people all win $500 worth of either XRP, ETH, or ADA, whatever you want. Tim B, Andrew M, Siblick C, and Jerichoa, you are the winner of a signed copy of the book. I got to figure out how we're going to pick out 4 more copies, though. Let's see here. Winners, edit. How to enter prizes. Yeah, so that's supposed to, this is supposed to say 4. Save. Now I'll go back to winners. I would figure it out. We had to pick 4 more winners for the book.
For the signed book, right?
Yeah, for the signed book.
So those first 4 were for the crypto rewards, correct?
Yeah, actually, let's see here. Okay, so you got those first 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me... I'll fix it when Frank comes up.
Okay.
When Frank comes up, I'll go fix it real quick on my computer because I've got an idea. I know how I can fix it. But I make sure I export the winners. Okay. All right. And then I want to make this here our new pin tweet. So basically, guys, if you're coming on our book tour, you're going to fill out a form, guys. We get your ETH address. We're going to send you an NFT. We got a lot of other stuff we're doing. We need to RSVP, see how many people are coming. So it's going to be my pin tweet. If you're planning on coming to the book tour, go to the tweet. Click here. It'll take you to the book page. Scroll down. You have to click on your specific, on your city. So if you're going to plan on coming to San Francisco, click here, and then you'll fill out the event, reserve a spot. Also, guys, if you are bringing your wife, your kid, significant other, whoever it is, you guys can certainly do that as well. So if you're coming to the event because you bought a book, obviously you can bring somebody with you. That'd be totally fine. So
just mark it on that,
Yep.
two or 3
Yep.
or however many you're bringing, so we can
absolutely.
All right.
There we go. Okay, let's check out what's going on in the markets here. 22,289 crypto projects. Once again, they told you in the bear market that was going to go down. It's at 20. It was at 20,000 when the bear market started. 536 exchanges. Look at that market cap.
Yeah,
I guess we were up over $1 trillion yesterday, right?
We were over $1 trillion
Wow.
yesterday. Yep.
Hey, Ben, do you still believe the next market cycle ETH will surpass Bitcoin market cap? Also, just ordered your book. Well, thanks, Corey, for ordering the book. Yes, I still believe. I do believe it will.
What's the
Beef
difference?
Chango wants to know if you can bring his wife's boyfriend. Absolutely, bring him. Get him into crypto. You know,
Pay off for everybody.
yeah, pay off for everybody. Then you can. I don't know. I actually I don't want to get into that. What were you gonna say, TJ?
I was gonna ask, what's the? I mean, market cap Bitcoin right now, 400 billion. Where's Ethereum? Like 200 ish.
189.
Yeah. So it's about 50, little under 50%
About
right now.
45%.
Yeah.
Volume 52 billion. How about that?
Yeah.
Bitcoin dominance 41.2%. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think we're about to start that run. Because if you look, like in the first time Bitcoin started moving, we saw a lot of alts move along with it. Now there were still some that moved, but like Ethereum, like when it very first pumped up to 19, Ethereum made a stronger move than Bitcoin did. From there, from 19 to 21, it was a Bitcoin show for sure.
Yeah, and I tell you, when you look at this, I think we're about to see a bunch of alts pump. That's what I think we're going to see here soon. I don't know if we're going to see that Bitcoin dominance stay up over 40. I mean, right now everybody's excited about it. Price went up. We'll see what happens with. I do think we'll see some select alts move, but I think Bitcoin. This is the beginning of Bitcoin moving up. I think it'll still push towards 50%. I don't know if it throughout the year. Yeah, throughout the year I can see it.
Yeah.
Generally, what I think is we're going to see is, I think we're going to see the cost or the price of Bitcoin go to about 25 to 30K, drop back down to about 21, 22K. I mean, what we're looking at right now where Bitcoin is, I think this will end up being the support level over the remainder of the year. So we may go back briefly below 20K. I mean, your thoughts are, how confident are you right now the bottom's in?
Very confident.
Extremely confident.
Yeah. I mean, there might be a row, like again, we might see something that pushes us back below 20, but I tend to think 20 is going to be a strong support. I mean, yeah.
Crypto Savvy, where you at? Where you at, Crypto Savvy? Where are you at?
Him and Carl were getting into it.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Big thanks to all the BitSquad has been turning the BitLab Academy, has been tuning into the BitLab Academy YouTube. He's got the link in there, daily content 1030. Bridging the gap from beginner to pro. That's Kelly Kellum. We love Kelly Kellum. 54% people taking the Bucks tonight. There you go. Don't bet against Tom Brady. That's what they say. Somebody said there's a CME gap at 20K. That makes sense. I think we'll probably fill it at some point. Guys, I want everybody to really understand. Bitcoin's not going to the moon right now.
Right.
Now, I know it feels that way. Feels great. You go from 15 all the way to 20 is a 30% move. You're feeling great. Think about this, though. How great does it feel that Bitcoin's above 20K?
Amazing.
Amazing, right? Like, oh my God, 20K, what the heck? Beginning of the year, I said Bitcoin can go to 20K. People want to kill me. Yeah. Like, my gosh, guys. Guys, this thing's so predictable, it's not even funny. I mean, we predicted this thing for the last year dead on. I think we're going to continue to nail it dead on. We may have an outlier here or there. But, guys, expect Bitcoin to go up. Expect it to go up to closer to 30K. 25 to 30K, that's what I'm expecting. Return back down. But when it comes to this bottom, man, I tell you, I think Crypto Savvy's been right for a long time. Yeah, he's been right for a long time. His theory matched mine exactly up until now. Like, this is where the rubber hits the road. Do we see more drops for Bitcoin, dramatic drops in this year or in January? Do we get a new bottom in March? What happens if we don't get a new bottom by March? What are we talking about then? Well, we don't have a new bottom by the summer. At what point do people say, dang, I guess every major exchange blowing up was enough to get to the bottom? Huh? When are people going to use common sense? And it just so happened that's in the exact time frame for when Bitcoin should have bottomed during the cycle.
Yep.
People want to overthink it. They want to be the smartest person in the room. I'm just dumb enough to say, well, I think I'm just going to go with history. It happens every single time. Not rocket science, guys. I'm not trying to give you guys some kind of secret sauce that only we know. We've been telling everybody for years. We've been telling everybody, So, guys, just catch up to crypto. By catching up to crypto, and you'll be there. How many of y'all have read the book so far?
I know a lot of people have.
A lot of people have read the bottom or read the book.
I know you're always reading the bottom.
Always reading the bottom. Always looking. Guys, if you did read the book, you got it on Amazon. Make sure to go. We only got 3 ratings on there on Amazon right now. I think it was a little quirky for whatever reason. I don't know why it takes so long for those reviews to go through. Books a million, Barnes & Noble, please do the same thing. Target, do the same thing. But I definitely believe that the reviews that I've been reading from the book, it hit the exact nail on the head I wanted it to hit, which is it makes crypto simple, it makes it understandable, it makes it digestible, and you don't feel like you're behind anymore. And I think as we start moving to this next bull run, so many people are going to need that message. And that's why we did it. We want to get everybody on the same level. So, of course, we have our, BitLab Academy. Kelly's running that now. And, I definitely think that this is something that is going to be big. So, Ben, I don't like reading. When's the audiobook coming out? We're going to be talking to them about talking to the publisher about that this week. I mean, obviously, I think we're going to do one. The ebook is available. You can get the ebook on Barnes and Noble or what's the other one? On Amazon. So, but we'll be doing that. Let's see. Why no location for Boston meetup? I have to check with our person who's in charge of that.
Well, we have Northeast for sure, right? I think we're close. We're driving distance to Boston.
Wait, what?
I mean, we have some Northeast. Isn't there like a Philly?
We have a Boston one.
I know we have a Boston one.
Yeah, we just don't have the location for it.
Oh,
yeah. We don't have the exact building. Then we got. That's the only one we don't have. I think maybe that and maybe Philadelphia. I can't remember.
No, they have one in Philadelphia. Somebody was saying last time, "Are you trying to get murdered?" They said that.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's in Philly.
Oh, Atlanta. We don't have one for Atlanta. We can do Atlanta one here, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, that'd be great.
You want to do it here?
I think yeah, we can't really advertise it, but I mean, we can but
advertise it.
Technically, we're not supposed to have large gatherings here in this building.
Technically,
according to the fire department. But
fire department. Don't
we're
work
not going to
after
set
5.
any fires.
Fire department don't work after 5.
It's true. Not really.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only one we don't have nailed down location. Boston. So I'll talk with Jen. We'll see if we can get that.
She's probably working on it today.
I think that's what she's doing. So make sure to reserve your spot on Eventbrite. We're coming towards you. Let's bring. Let's check out we already looked at the markets. Biggest gainers of the day. We've got Convex Finance, Decentraland, Cello, FractShare. Look at these guys. Wow. Decentraland up 72% for the week. Apto's up 55% for the week. I have no idea what FractShare is. Compound up 41%. Optimism. Look at that. Up 36%. A lot of big movers this week. Solana up to $23. Look at that.
Crazy.
Man, amazing how far these dead coins can go. Sandbox up. A lot of big movers. Wow. There we go. All right, Frank, you want to come do some charts?
Okay. What is going on, guys?
Oh boy, do we have some stuff to look at on the charts today. I want to show you guys the resistance that we're coming up to right now, because this the level that we're tapping right now is a pretty strong level of resistance and could wind up cooling us off just a little bit here, as we have seen finally some exciting price action. But then I kind of want to talk about, if we are going to see this pump continue, how far can we go, and kind of how can we expect to get there? Because if you guys remember, jumping in here, who remembers, TJ, do you remember when we were looking at this weekly bullish divergence and saying, hey, these higher time frames look like they want to roll to the upside, and then it took 6.5 weeks for it to actually play out?
Yeah. Exactly. All of the beginning of the year, basically.
Yeah, basically. And I actually looked at this on my live stream recently on, so this bullish divergence really started popping up at, in the beginning of December. And I think we're even talking about it the week before that, which was the end of November, saying like, hey, we could be forming a bullish divergence here on the weekly. And then it printed and we got these little candles. You guys will probably remember, I was saying, very unlikely that we see no movement from a weekly bullish divergence. We got these 2 little green candles on the weekly right here where we got a little push to the upside and then came right back down. And I was kind of thinking like, well, I guess bear market, getting crushed right back down to the downside. And then it never got invalidated. And now we are finally seeing this thing play out. You guys will also remember the falling wedge that we were talking about, which I'm going to actually touch on a little bit more depth in a second when we're looking for higher targets. But it does look like this falling wedge is starting to break out, and the measured move is actually pretty exciting, to be honest. So let's just go ahead and break down kind of what we got going on as of right now. Let me pull up this chart here. Now, basically, guys, we are coming up to a pretty key level of resistance. We do have this local golden pocket right here, and this golden pocket does come in between about 21,450 and about 21,800. Now, not only that, but if we zoom out just a little bit here, you can see not only do we have the local golden pocket above us, but we also have from the entire range here, not really much of a range, but kind of all this price action after this big dump right here. If you pull some volume over all of this price action, we are actually coming up to a pretty macro value area high that you can see marked right here in white. So we have the local golden pocket, the macro value area high, making this a very, very strong level of resistance. And not only that, it does look like we do have a confirmed bearish divergence here on the 4-hour. We also, on the 2-hour, you can see here, we also have some bearish divergences forming on the 2-hour, or actually confirming on the 2-hour. VWAP is starting to roll back to the upside. So basically, how I'm attacking this right now is I am being very cautious of another push to the upside, but this would be a likely place for us to either just kind of continue to consolidate or actually cool off just a little bit, because with these bearish divergences starting to form on these lower hourly time frames, and your 4-hour actually looking like it wants to round off here with the money flow, it does look like we could potentially cool off, or again, just kind of continue to consolidate here. You could see the BitLab significant movement indicator also basically letting us know that the 4-hour is massively, massively overbought. We basically have not gotten any kind of a retracement all the way up here. So again, at some point, it would be likely to get some form of a move to the downside. And the fact that we're super, super in the red here on the BitLab indicators on the 4-hour, 2-hour, we got a big top signal here, and then kind of just bing-bonging around a little bit right here. But it does look like we could potentially cool off, but I am being very cautious for one last push to the upside. And again, if we do get that second move to the upside, because this 4-hour does look like it may want to roll back up. Now, what I would be looking for here is another push a little bit further into this local golden pocket. I don't know if we're going to get this. I think it's a little less likely, a little more likely to get a push back into deeper into this golden pocket. Could, not impossible to kind of shoot through here and go test this 786 coming in at about 23K. Or 23,100. Not possible to get a second push up into this level, but really what I'm looking for is another push into this local golden pocket, in which case I will be looking for some bearish confirmations, trying to catch a little bit of a scalp short off of there, and then locking in profits early in case we do wind up getting another rip to the upside. But then again, if this is going to be the top of this little rally that we've gotten and we're going to come deeper down and get a bigger correction to the downside, you could turn that little small scalp trade into a home run. So those are basically the key levels. Again, coming in golden pocket between about 21,450 and about 21,800. Going to be a very, very key level. And then that 786 coming in at about 23,1. If we do get, I again think it's a little less likely that we make it that high. But if we do, that would be another very key level to watch.
What about support? Like if we start falling, retracing here, are there any key support levels you're looking at?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, if we do wind up getting a correction, the first major level that I will be looking at for a potential bounce or to potentially add to my long position, I am in a long position on Friday on my live stream. We were in the long on the live, massively up massively. We're up like, I think 250%, something like that. And then something glitched out and it said that I closed my position, even though I didn't. And I was panicking and I was super mad about it. But then when I got off the stream, I reloaded the page, I cleared my cookies, and it was a glitch. So I am still in that long position.
Nice.
Now up like 300 and something percent.
Hey.
So I know everyone was like, oh my God, I think he's out of his position. So for anyone that was watching that live stream, don't worry, we are still in that long position, still up big time. But if we do come down, next major level that I would be looking to add to the long would be, down here at this local golden pocket, coming in at about 19,850. Obviously, 20K is going to be a good psychological level to hold. If we can hold above that, that would be very bullish in my opinion. But again, that major range that I would look for a decent bounce to the upside or some decent support would be at about between 19,800 and this 786 at about 19,370. So coming down here, that would be a key level that I'd be watching. Now, if we do continue down a little bit further, some other levels that I would be watching if that level does not hold is, this is kind of important. Right underneath that 786, you can see right here, we do actually have a point of control that just moved. But we do have a point of control there. Let me zoom out so we can get that populated.
It's like around 19.1, right?
Yeah, let me just, boom, right there. Yeah, so at about 19.1, that would be another really key level to hold. We have that point of control, and oh, they can't. I'm getting grilled here, guys. Hey, okay, yeah. The pressure's on now, guys. But yeah, if we can hold that level at about 19.1, you can see that high volume node here. Good confluence with that fib pole. And if we do not hold above that, one thing to realize here, guys, is that big volume gap that we ripped right through. understand that it would likely play to the downside as well. So if we break that key level, I would be looking at this next level down here at about 17.2, 17.3, which would be retesting that value area high from the previous range. If the rally is going to continue, I would think it's a little more unlikely to make it all the way down here, but just understand that that 19.1 level is 19.1, 19.2, this point of control is going to be a very key level, because if we break that to the downside, you open up the room for that gap to actually play out to the downside. So there's the levels to the upside and the downside that I will be watching. And then real quick, if you zoom all the way out, just to kind of do some moon math here, if we are going to see this thing continue to rip, actually, I think Ben just said that, 30K would not be unlikely. I would 100% agree with that, because if we see this rally continue, if you look at where price is banging up against right now, it's very similar to when we were down here before we got that massive breakout into that low volume gap and we got this big move up. You could see we are actually tapping on the door to another.
U-shape, baby.
There it is, right there. We live for the U, baby. We live for the U. So if we push up above these levels and break into that gap, guys, the next major level is going to be in that $28,000 to $30,000 level, right in this previous area of consolidation. So I would have to 100% agree with that. So,
Mr. J, look at that.
oh, hey, Mr. J, thanks to Frankie, I made 46K on my long trade.
Let's go.
Hey.
Go buy yourself a car, my man.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That is awesome. Congrats.
And that's why you guys need to be in that Discord, because there's a lot of good sauce in there. People getting in some good trades, making some good profit.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a free Discord, and if you guys want, we just launched that premium Discord. We're getting a lot of good feedback, so definitely go check that out. And again, watch this low volume gap, because we were talking about it down here, and it finally popped through, and we got the massive move we were looking for. Can we get this second massive move to 30K? It would be awesome. It's definitely on the table, but again, short term, we may cool off just a little bit. I think that's all I got. Back to Ben. Bing bong. Go U-shape. Let's go.
It's the U. It's the U. The U, baby. The U. Told you about that U-shape. Hey, once you don't go back. I'm just telling you. That's what we saw from the last bear market. They were going to see it again as well. And somebody said, thank you to Mr. J. He made 46K. He tipped Frank $2.
Technically, he tipped us. Yeah.
Technically, it's ours, but technically, it's going to Pluto Alliance holders.
Well, yeah, technically, YouTube takes 40% anyway.
Yeah, so
a lot of technicals. That's
all right, let's move on. We got a Twitter buzz today.
Yes.
Twitter buzz. Twitter buzz. Going to the spot market. Y'all need anything? That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, implying they're going to get groceries. Now, if Binance goes to get the milk, probably not coming back. A lot of you guys experienced that with your fathers. It's sad. The Bitcoin, the rapist says, therapist, excuse me. Fiat, slow death of your money. Gold, survival of your money. Bitcoin, growth of your money. Well, I tell you what, on a day like today when Bitcoin's up, it does feel that way. Certainly doesn't feel that way when the price is going down, though, does it? Overall, this is why you guys need a long-term mindset. You got to look over the long term. Over the short term, things fluctuate, things move. The prices go down. But over the long term, we know. I had somebody asking about a book in Spanish. Just so you guys understand a little bit about how the book industry works, because I know now. You get to have your book launch, and then after your launch, decisions are made on other books. On, are you going to do a foreign language book? Are you going to do an audio book? And we believe the answer to all those would be yes, because the book has crushed it. We should be, as of tomorrow, Wall Street Journal bestseller. We should be, unless something insane happens. I think we've already got the numbers to do it. So we'll see what happens. That'll be cool. That means, I guess, the next edition of the book, it'll say Wall Street Journal bestseller on it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You may do that now or later.
We'll grab your question later, Crypto Halligan.
Crypto Halligan. We'll do it later. This is from books. We love books.
Yep.
We sell books. Be careful with who you follow back, because if they have a Bored Ape Yacht Club or a Blue Chip, popular NFT PFP, doesn't mean it's legit. A lot of cons have been mingling through Web3 on both Discord and Twitter. They're building relationships and following to look credible, which sets up for scams. Obviously, guys, be careful about scams out there, especially with impersonators. Talking to somebody yesterday, they said, "How can we be sure? How can we be sure that we are?" It says we're going to Mesa, not Phoenix, and is it the same place? See how far that is from there. Should be close.
Mesa.
But basically asking me like, hey, if somebody is an impersonator, like, can you sue those people? Or like, how if someone sues you because they lost money to an impersonator? Guys, it's really easy to tell who an impersonator is. It's really easy if you go look at the account.
Mesa's just outside of Phoenix.
Okay, perfect. Well, same difference. It's close enough for me. I guess I had to put it on the table. Did you get that joke? Mesa means table in Spanish.
In Spanish.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's why we're doing a Spanish book, people. Why we're doing a Spanish book. But look, be careful with impersonators out there. Look, I'm never going to ask you for money. No influencer's ever going to ask you for money. We don't need money. We especially don't need your money. And we don't need to manage your money as well. Everybody's out there looking for a shortcut. And what they're doing is they're trying to find someone who can manage their money and make them a bunch of money for them without them having to do anything. That's not real. That's why you need catching up to crypto so you guys can make it happen. So
yeah, and I'd say especially in the NFT space, especially on lower cost chains like Binance Smart Chain, Matic, some of those kind of things. That's where you're going to see more scams because it's less costly for the scammers.
Book tour, you adding Ohio? We're gonna. I don't know. Feel bad about not going to Ohio, especially after we beat Ohio State. Feel bad for the people of Ohio.
We can only be so many places at once.
We can, but we did cancel London, so we have extra days there at the end.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Well, we may be doing a second leg, and then we may be doing a European leg at some point. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the news. Bitcoin surge caused over 500 million in liquidations, highest in 3 months. Those are shorts getting liquidated, which is pretty rare in the world of shorts or liquidations these days. So, let's see. Crypto market surged to regain the $1 trillion market cap over the weekend. And guys, I can tell you that $1 trillion market cap is so big. You know, when you look at when the price of Bitcoin really fell, it was when we lost that $1 trillion market cap. And 20, that's when the volume fell as well.
Yeah.
Trading volume fell. We need to get back up above and make it happen. So it was there temporarily. I think it will come back over there. Crypto exchange OKX saw $256 million worth of short losses on Friday alone. Strong transactional activity on Cardano and Solana may have contributed to a surge in their native ADA and SOL tokens. So there you go. Bitcoin could see 25K by March 2023, a US dollar prints death cross. We talked about this a little bit last week.
Well, that was one thing Frank didn't pull up, the DXY breaking down for sure. I mean, even last night it was going, I think it was at 101 or something like that.
So what you do, you just watch the DXY?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Crypto Twitter, you know. Yeah. I think it was Tom Crown tweeting about it probably. That's all he does. Yeah. That breaking down is significant. What was the other thing that just said? Scroll back up. I forgot what I was going to say. What was the headline?
Will this jog your memory?
No, it doesn't help my memory at all.
Death cross.
Oh, the death cross. The 200-day moving average is back. Is back up for Bitcoin. Obviously, with this big significant move, breaking out of that downward wedge. Those are very, just like $1 trillion market cap's very significant. 200-day moving average is a significant level. So on a technical side, a lot better. Specific indicators have been met for the chart people.
Yeah. Is that the thumbnail for today?
I don't know.
Surely not. Is that our new thumbnail every day? Michael Saylor buying more?
No, it's not. It's probably because I can change it. Yeah, probably Drew's out today, so the person who set this up probably.
I like having that in the corner because it helps me remember what the show's supposed to be about. And it's not about Michael Saylor today.
Bitcoin threatens WEF,
which is really interesting because Michael Saylor tweeted me last January about the same time I think it was. Something about, hey, man, let me come back on your show and talk about, it was when we were talking about Bitcoin mining. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about how they could change consensus algorithm. They could. Proof of stake is possible. Unlikely, but possible. And for some reason, that tweet has been getting traction again. And people have been retweeting it and liking it. And that's so strange, isn't it?
It is.
From a year ago? I don't know. We're trying to figure out what's going on with these bot armies. And, very interesting stuff there. We're going to be doing a big video in the coming weeks and months on that. Bitcoin's bullish technical outlook appears relatively against a relatively weaker dollar. Yada, yada, yada. We talked about this a good bit last week, so we're not going to cover it too much. Okay, here we go. Top analyst. Who is this top analyst? Oh, it's Cheds. I like Cheds now. Me and Cheds are cool. I like Cheds. Look, all you got to do is just say we're cool and we're cool, okay? That goes to all y'all out there that hate me. That goes to you, SPF. It goes to you. Who else is a big hater, a big BitBoy hater on crypto Twitter? Used to be Gainsey. Gainsey might still do it, but now that I've seen his eyebrows in real life and how little he is, he doesn't really have anything much he can say. I don't know. Who is a big hater of me out there? Do we have haters still?
I don't know. I never see that my algorithm. I never see anything you tweet anymore since they switched to the For You. Have you noticed they switched to a For You and a following page on Twitter, just like TikTok? And it's like I see this tweets from like the same 10 people over and over and over.
And it's not me.
It's basically the handful of accounts I interacted, probably copied links from the week before they made that change.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you don't hate me anymore. Maybe. I can't remember. In fact, I can't come up with anybody off the top of my head. It's a good time. Yeah. Paul S says, I hated you until I realized you were right all the time. Anthony, I can't say that name on the stream. Oh, Blockchain Boy. That's right. Blockchain Boy is a big hater. He's just a big everything. He still can't find a chair to fit that guy. Okay. All right. Top analyst says Bitcoin surge could be the start of a massive rally. Here's how high Bitcoin may go. Pseudonymous analyst Ched tells his 300,000 Twitter followers that a big rally may be in the cards for Bitcoin, with Bitcoin poised to print a bullish reversal structure. Now, Ched had said earlier, I guess it was in December, talking about what he expected this year. I think he said he expected Bitcoin to go somewhere between 35 to 40K, somewhere around there, and then come back down. Very similar to what I've been thinking. A lot of people, guys, we have the same kind of, the numbers may be different, but the movement over this year, we're generally forecasting to be the same because we've all been here before and we've seen this for a long time and we kind of know what patterns we should expect. Doesn't mean that, it's going to be 100%. Looking at the trader's chart, he predicts that Bitcoin could surge as high as 37K. There it is. Take out resistance at 25.5, suggesting an upside potential of over 75%. For the king crypto from current prices, the flagship crypto, the original cryptocurrency created by Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so here's a chart he's looking at. And guys, the key thing on this chart I want you to look at is this. This is the key. This U-shape. There's a strong chance we do not dip back into these levels again. Strong chance. The same thing we saw in the 2018, 2019 bear market. We got the U-shape between December, really started in November, to kind of February from 2018 to 2019, and then we didn't dip back in those numbers again until the pandemic crash. We flash crashed down there and crashed back up, but that was it. Yeah, I know everybody forgot about him. CB, the last stop. Everybody forgot he even exists. So, but there we go. There's some reminders for you that he does exist. If Bitcoin needs to pause to consolidate, altcoins should make some serious noise. So that's what we're kind of looking at right now. And that's why, I tend to think Frank's right. I think we're going to see Bitcoin kind of go sideways for maybe a week or so. Maybe not. Maybe it could go, down or back up. Who knows? But I expect it to cool off a little bit with the intense movement. And we'll see some of the altcoins really start moving. We've seen it today, even some of them.
Yeah. One word of caution on the altcoins is something I learned in 2019, especially is a lot of times and this isn't true for all altcoins, but a lot, there's still some that have very strong movements. As you'll see, you go look at the weekly, there's a lot of good ones that outperform Bitcoin. But what started happening the further we got into 2019 is Bitcoin would pump, get a significant movement. Altcoins wouldn't match. Yeah. And then when Bitcoin drew back just a little bit, the alts would get crushed. And so that's one thing you need to be careful about as you move forward into alts. Again, alts that are going to perform well into the next market, still fine to accumulate it. Just be careful going hard on alts right now, especially if we are expecting Bitcoin dominance to grow somewhat. Like if Bitcoin dominance is 50% already, I'm not worried about alts. But right now, I was just surprised. Like if you look at even just CoinMarketCap, you look at the week, Bitcoin on the weekly, 21% move, significantly more than anything else in the top 10. Yeah, which is interesting to look. And it didn't happen when it moved up to 19, but that 19 to 21 move is when it started to separate. So it's just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. So I asked, do we get any ducks?
We hit 2 ducks. But
we'll use the word we loosely.
Yeah, I hit 1 for sure.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
So far, been bird hunt with TA twice, and both times he has killed birds. We never saw him.
No, we definitely saw the one on the first time.
Did we?
Yeah, 100%.
Did we?
Even the guy we were with, he'll say it. Whoever's in the chat here, he knows. He was freaking out about it. But yeah. But today, no, they landed in the water. One definitely went down. The other one, or they both went down. One was dead immediately. One was injured.
Which one was injured? Yours or the other one?
I think mine.
Yours was injured.
Yeah.
So you think he's out there still waddling around?
No, they both landed. They came down. They blew into the reeds. Dog couldn't find him. He looked for him for a while. Apparently, Tim said they did get something the next day. When they went out. A goose.
A goose.
Yeah.
So you didn't shoot a goose, but you killed one.
Duck.
Okay. There we go. Guys, I've decided. I made a big decision in my life. I'm not a bird hunter. I don't like bird hunting. Gonna be honest with you. I like deer hunting. I like moose hunting. I like elk hunting. I'm just a big game guy. You know, I mean, I feel like you go to a park, you see some ducks there. You know,
you need a little more warmth. You need that little My Buddy.
It was freezing.
You need the My Buddy. We saw it when we went to Tim's favorite store, Rural King. There's a little My Buddy space heater.
Yeah.
And he's like, we should, basically he said we should buy that for Ben, but I'm not going to buy it. You know, so
let me tell you, I am just of the.
It was cold. We were in the snow, guys, and we weren't even in the blind. Ben and them were in the blind at least. Like me, my brother, Aaron, and the other hunter guy. We were just out sitting on the side of the shore.
No, now listen. Look. I do very well in the cold. I do very well in the cold when I'm prepared. I came underdressed.
Yeah,
that's what it boiled down to. I came underdressed. I didn't have good gloves. I didn't think it was gonna be so cold. It was blizzarding there for a few minutes. Right? I mean, the big snowflakes.
Yeah,
coming down.
It's fun.
So, yeah. A lot of people like to drink when they hunt. I don't drink, so maybe that's why.
Sounds like a bad idea.
That does sound like a bad idea.
Even Uncle Tim and James were like, "Yeah, if somebody's doing that, you know, we're staying well behind them."
What do you tell you? My Uncle Tim says he's staying away from him.
Yeah.
Shoot. Yeah. Is there anybody more fun than my Uncle Tim?
No, not for that environment. He's definitely part of the experience.
Yeah,
love
for
Tim.
sure. So, anyways, and one other thing, speaking of trips, guys, don't forget to go to bitboycrypto.com. Guys, just a reminder on the cruise. We've got a lot of people coming on the cruise. And you don't have to have a Pluto Alliance here to go, by the way. That was how we gave away some of the trips. The cruise is in 90 days. Holy crap. But the registration deadline is February 9th. So if you want to come on the cruise with us, if you want to see my nipples, you're definitely going to see my nipples on the trip. You guys up here. You guys are going to want to sign up for the cruise. You go to bitboycrypto.com and then click cruise. So it'd be really fun. We're really excited about it. My whole family's coming, so try to get all there.
We were in Kentucky checking out some property that we own. Kurt.
Yes, that's right. We have 583 acres.
600.
It's huge. You did the tour?
Yes, it's huge.
I heard that lake is really long.
It's a mile. There's two lakes that are one's over a mile long and one's right at a mile long. There's tons of ponds. It's a pretty cool property. Natural gas on the property. We could potentially do some Bitcoin mining with the exhaust. You know, there's a little oil on the property, which is nice.
Eternal flame.
Yeah,
there's an eternal flame on the property.
There is. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
We also went coyote hunting.
Mm-hmm. Saw nothing.
And also, hey, one of my favorite pastimes. We went beaver hunting. Yeah. You ever been out looking for beaver late at night?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I tell you what.
Just a bunch of dudes looking for some beaver.
Just did it with just a bunch of dudes. Yeah. Just a bunch of dudes sitting around chatting. We didn't see a single beaver.
Yeah.
But they were there.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Tim got upset because we wouldn't stop talking.
He said, I tell you the reason. Well, last time I killed 16 of these things out here in one night. You know, Darris?
Only sound was my gun.
That was it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay.
I do
find difficult. What?
I was going to say, I would like to, and I meant to mention this to Aaron or whoever edits any of that footage. Let's try to keep the location a little bit obscured. Like we can say we're in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Man. Is it go clubbing if you want to find some beaver? I mean, look, I'll club a beaver. No, I'll smash that thing on the head. If that's what it takes. You know, beavers are very dangerous, actually. You got to be very careful around a beaver.
They're very resilient, too.
Very resilient. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right now.
All right,
this is gonna go way too far. Way too far. We're gonna pound that thing way too much.
Oh gosh.
Bitcoin mining difficulty rose 10%. Hits new all-time high. Let's see here. Difficulty increase, the largest seen since October 2022. Since the blockchain's last difficulty adjustment on January 3rd, Bitcoin's price went 27% to trade above 21K for the first time since FTX collapsed. Several analysts suggested that the uptick meant more bullish momentum was returning to the flagship digital asset. The flagship digital asset. Guys, I don't drink, but if y'all want to create a drinking game based around the phrase flagship cryptocurrency or flagship digital asset, I think you'll get really drunk by 12 o'clock every day. Okay. He said clam hunting. Who goes hunting for clams? Stablecoin collapse could impact U.S. bond market, economist warns. And you know what, guys? This is something I really want to point out here. And look how long this article is. What a great article. Economist Ishwar Prasad warned that a bank run on stablecoins could fall out onto the U.S. bond markets if insurers issuers sell U.S. Treasuries to honor redemptions. However, they warn regulators that if many try to redeem their stablecoins for fiat, USDT would have to sell their assets in reserve. This is just a big FUD story. If Tether collapses, it will affect the economy. That's what they're saying. Guys, here's the thing. The macro out there is crazy. And you know what? People tell me I'm insane. And for good reason, because I do not have all my marbles. There's no question about that. However, I've been telling you guys all year, last year, Bitcoin does its own thing. It doesn't matter what the economy around it is doing. And people say, these are the same people that tell you that Bitcoin's not a good hedge against the market. Because they look at the moment right now and they say, well, look, Bitcoin's down. It's not a great hedge, obviously. Zoom out. Look over the last 10 years and then tell me it's not a great hedge. Okay. Those are the same people. They only say, Bitcoin's down. The economy's so bad, it's obviously connected. No, dummy. Bitcoin's down every 4 years, no matter what. It's actually down less this time than ever before, in spite of having the worst economic conditions around it. It's time to wake up. Bitcoin is not connected to the traditional markets. It's not, period. So far, nothing essentially does. X21 Records, 21, can you do something for me? Are you coming to London? We will be coming to London, but we canceled, not going to be coming at the end of February like we thought. Probably, I'm looking over the summer maybe for London or for a quick European book tour, somewhere around there. But now, is that X21? Is that Sir 21 the First from England? Do you know who that is, TJ?
I do not.
Sir 21 the First? Sir Savage the 21st? Did you know they found out he was from England? He's not from Atlanta. Did you know that?
I don't have no idea.
21 Savage?
Oh, 21 Savage. Is from England?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He said he was from Atlanta, always. And then it turns out, no, he actually got sent over to Atlanta when he was a kid from England, and he changed the way he talked. And that's why I like to call him Sir 21st the Savage. Drew D, get your cruise ticket. Yeah, get your cruise ticket. Damon's coming on the cruise. And I guarantee if he's coming on the cruise, there's going to be some kava. U.S. will hit its debt limit Thursday, start taking steps to avoid default. Yellen warns Congress. Well, if it was such a priority, maybe you should have stopped and, wait until now to start yelling at them. Thanks. Janet Yellen, worst Treasury Secretary we've ever had in history. Worst haircut ever in the government. Janet Yellen. Let's see what she had to say. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Friday notified Congress the U.S. will reach its statutory debt limit next Thursday. Failure to meet the government's obligations will cause irreparable harm to the U.S. economy, the livelihoods of all Americans, and global financial stability. Yellen wrote, look at that haircut. I'll tell you what. Actually, her hair's looking pretty good today compared to normal. Tweety Bird Monster. That's what comes to mind. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters last Friday, Congress is going to need to raise the debt limit without condition. I mean, guys, don't we just go over this like every few years?
Mm-hmm. They always raise the debt ceiling. I saw a funny tweet.
They're not going to raise it this time. What's the tweet?
It wasn't really anything. It was just funny. Somebody saying like, I don't know what the global debt is like $32 trillion, $40 trillion, whatever. It's like, who the F do we owe? Mars? Like, how does planet Earth have so much debt?
We owe most of our debt to ourselves.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's all fake, paper money that we all just say we all owe each other, but it's not real.
China owns us. We owe China so much money.
Well, they owe us more.
We owe ourselves more money than we owe China.
Yeah.
So
it's very like, it's one of those, like, as a kid, I remember asking this as a kid, like, so there's all this debt, but nobody can call, like, okay, if so-and-so owes us all this money, why can't we just call in those debts and, pay our bills? And it's like, oh, no, you can't actually collect on the debt or the whole financial system falls apart. And it's like, so none of it's real, none of it matters. Oh, no, it's very important. It's just, we can't explain it to you,
We're smarter than you.
Right. You got to get a finance degree to really understand.
Scotty Mo says, Ben, will you be selling books at Quantum Miami? Yes, we will. We will have books with us there. So, I think that this is just one of those things that you just continue to see over and over and over again. They're always going to continue to.
There's the yawn.
No, I didn't. No, it's over. I did yawn. I did, in fact, yawn. It's always going to come up over and over and over again because basically the important part is not, I'm trying to remember how to say this. The important part is not the amount of debt; it's the amount of debt in ratio to the amount of GDP.
Yes.
And as long as that stays in some semblance of normalcy, it doesn't matter if the debt goes up $10 trillion, if our GDP goes up a couple $1 trillion,
Right.
or whatever it might be.
according to their Ponzi.
Yeah, according to their Ponzi. So, is the audiobook that we don't have the audiobook out yet, but I assume I will be reading the audiobook. We've had a lot of requests for me. Don't y'all get sick of my voice? And what's up with Twitter Spaces? Why does Twitter Spaces give a lisp to everybody? Have you noticed that?
I have. Yeah. It's probably something in the way they're compressing the audio.
It's got to be something. It's got to be something. I know in my real life, I do not have a lisp in my voice.
That's pretty good. It's not your first time.
I'm very experienced.
Oh God. All right, we need to hit the news.
That was Twitter Spaces, okay? DAVOS 2023, global recession in 2023 seen as likely in WEF survey. 2/3 of private and public sector chief economists surveyed by the WEF expect a global recession in 2023. Two yaws there. It's kind of held the other way in. That's what it was. The DAVOS organizers said on what?
I just yawned.
Oh wow,
It's contagious.
said on Monday as business government leaders gathered for its annual meeting. I mean, talking about the WEF makes you want to go to sleep. The organization's survey was based on 22 responses from a group of senior economists drawn from international agencies, including the International Monetary Fund, investment banks, blah, 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 blah. On inflation, the WEF survey saw large regional variations. Proportion expecting high inflation in 2023 ranged from just 5% for China to 57% for Europe, where the impact of last year's rise in energy prices have been spread to the wider economy. And guys, weren't we told that people were going to freeze to death this winter?
Yeah.
Weren't we told that?
Yeah.
Guys, make sure to smash the like button, by the way. We're only at 4,500 viewers, guys. Surely when Bitcoin's over 20,000, we can get at least over 5,000. Make sure to smash the like button. Number one thing you can do, not only to support me, not only to support yourself, but support crypto adoption. To allow more people to come catch up to crypto. Okay, so here's says 9 out of 10 respondents expect both weak demand, high borrowing costs, blah, 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 blah. Here's what I'll say on this. Is that we were told that people were going to freeze to death over the winter in Europe. I talked to some people in Europe. They said, nah, we haven't experienced any of that, actually. I think the energy costs came down over there, I believe, is what happened. But we're not. Are we in a recession? Yes, we are in a recession. Does recession always mean global disaster? No. You've been tricked. You've been lied to. Why? Because that sells books. That sells, TV
Clicks,
shows.
headlines,
News, right? The worse they can paint a disaster, the more people are going to be interested in it. What if they came out and say, if CNN came out and said, yeah, we're in a recession, but probably, maybe it won't be that bad. That will not get people to click on it. If CNN comes out and says, worst recession ever, how will people afford to feed their family? 1 can of green beans will last a month for you. Like, people are scared. They want to click on it, right? They want to watch it. So the news coverage is always going to be biased, and it's always going to push you towards, and look, I mean, we're guilty of it, right? Like, we'd never have a title or thumbnail that's like, price may go up one day. No. It's $1 million Bitcoin or Bitcoin crashes to literal hell. Like, that's the way you get clicks. And if you don't have people watching your stuff, then what you're doing isn't worth it, right? You have to have people to click and to watch. So I understand it, but they're always going to give you the worst case scenario, and they're going to try to make it sound very dramatic. And the truth is that if you go through every recession in history, it doesn't always equal a disaster. I think that's what we're seeing right now. Is the economy has been on a high. It's been very resilient, and is going to continue to be resilient. People still have disposable income. A lot of people do, and there's not a national food shortage, right? We're supposed to have a food shortage. Where's it at? Right? I know that I couldn't get cream cheese last year on vacation. I was really irritated about that, but for the most part, things have been fine, and they're probably going to continue to be fine, and the economy is going to bounce back probably by the end of next year. And or this year, probably by the end of this year, and things are going to be heading back in the up direction. So I just wouldn't be really that panicked about our people right now. The richest 1% of people amassed almost 2/3 of new wealth created in the last 2 years. Wow, how about that? A total of $42 trillion in new wealth has been created since 2020. I'm really tired today. I thought I get anything, but I sleep all night. The more sleep I get, the tighter I am. I think I do better when I get like 2 hours of sleep. $26 trillion, or 63% of that being amassed by the top 1% of the ultra rich, according to the report. The remaining 99% of the global population collected just $16 trillion of new wealth. Well, let's do a little fact check on this. How much money to be top 1% in the world? I bet it's like $50K a year. Don't you think so?
I mean, top 1% in the world.
Average income of $823,000 a year to be 1% in the world. You think that's true? There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. Do you know how many poor people there are in the world?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Basically, I know most of the United States should be considered globally in the top like 5%, I would think. But I don't know. I'd have to do more digging.
Almost $1 million to be in the top 1% in the world. I have 100 people. You can out of every 100 people you meet in the world, you're going to find somebody that's a millionaire. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know. Also, a lot of this is based. You know, a lot of this is based on real estate. So if you own a home in San Francisco that's a shack, but it's $1.5 million, you're in the club. So that's really interesting. I cannot believe. I wouldn't believe this for anything, honestly. Oh yeah, happy Martin Luther King Day. Forgot about that. He's an Atlanta guy, right? He's from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Martin Luther King. Very sad what happened to him. That was a long time ago. I'm flabbergasted by this number. Flabbergasted. There are a lot of millionaires out there today. It takes $1 million to be 1%. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess I got all the wealth then. I'm in the 1%, I guess. I was hoping more of y'all would be in there. Sorry, I was really cheering for y'all to be in there.
There's probably a difference between wealth and revenue. You're probably, it probably is something like $50,000 to $100,000 a year puts you in a pretty high percentage bracket globally. I would imagine.
Drew Barry says, if the Fed, wait, no, that's not the right one. That's not what I want to say. No, El Timino, around 30K puts you in the top 1% world income.
That's what I was saying. Income is different than assets.
Yeah. Have you seen the statue?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen it?
It's terrible. I barely considered. Art has really gone downhill. I'll just say that much.
I just hope we have a bad angle at it.
Yeah, there is a different angle, but it's bad from every angle. There's no angle you just see worse, different things from other angles. But it is the picture that's going around. There's a fence that cuts off the angle. It's bad.
I don't want to comment.
I don't know who modeled for it, but they're proud.
I don't want to comment on it. I'm gonna leave that alone today.
Have you seen?
I've seen it.
You've seen the photo, the meme Photoshop image. That one image. Well,
oh no,
yeah,
that one. Oh no! Oh no! No! Okay. How's the wealth optimism collapses? Global survey shows. Barely 2 in 5 people believe their families will be better off in the future, according to a global survey. Globally, over 40% agreed with the statement, my family and I will be better off in 5 years, compared to 50% a year before. Let's see here. Let's see, trust average, registered an average 63%, trust level, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Do you think your family will be better off in 5 years? Let's put a poll up. Let's see in our chat. Do you believe your family will be better off in 5 years? Yes or no? And I assume if you're watching this channel, then you believe the answer is yes. FTX U.S. former president reveals SBF's insecurity and threat to his professional reputation. I have some inside info on what exactly this refers to, and it's pretty bad. The friction grew when Harrison advocated for the independence, as Brett Harrison, of course, separation of the FTX U.S. team and its parent company. Harrison recalled this conflict made him see SBF's total insecurity and intransigence when his decisions were questioned. I noticed a dramatic change in SBF. Did you read this thread, by the way?
I started it,
I read it.
You read the whole thing? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the TLDR? That's what I need.
TLDR is SBF and Brett worked together at Jane Street Trading. And according to Brett, he remembered that, hey, I liked working with him. Seemed fine. And so they hired him. I think they hired him it was in like 48 to 60 hours. He already had a job over there. Very quick. He's like much better than like the 6-week process to work at Jane Street Trading, which I don't understand places that hire people over like a 74-month period. Yeah, it's like just hire somebody or don't. Right. But he started working there, and it became very obvious that SBF was controlling things from the Bahamas on FTX US, even though he wasn't supposed to. They had separate bank accounts. So Brett could never see what was going on with the actual bank accounts that FTX was controlling and holding. And somewhere along the line, he sent a letter to Sam that basically said, "Hey, this stuff's got to change, or else I'm out." And it didn't change; it actually got worse. SBF then started threatening him, and I do know some of the threats. So some allegations that I'll just leave it at that are out there. They were planning to blame on Brett when he left, but he left very slow, methodically, and luckily for him, he left at just the right time. And Brett was very upset that a lot of people say, "Well, I left, so I had to know what was going on." So no, none of us knew. So the bank accounts were totally separate. We had no access to anything like that. So very interesting to to see what his perspective on all that was. No bombshell allegations I felt came out of it. But the long and short of it is he knew he had to get out of there, and he got out of there. So there we go.
He always seemed like it's hard to say in all these situations, obviously, because there's so many unknowns, but he always came across as one of the better actors over there, I would say.
Yeah. Brett Harrison, Ryan Miller, Ryan Salame. Those are guys that seem to have been doing the right stuff. FTX attorney reveals SBF ordered co-founder to open $65 billion secret line of credit for Alameda Research.
Jeez.
According to the New York Post, the attorney revealed this information during a hearing at Delaware Bankruptcy Court. Let's see. Dietrich explained that FTX former boss asked Gary Wang to open a $65 billion secret backdoor line of credit for Alameda Research. Wait. $65 billion?
Yeah. It's basically a never-ending credit line. But how? Based on what? Who knows? That's insane.
How can you open a credit line for money you don't have?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe based on the deposit rates, assuming like, okay, you can draw this much, but you can't. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how fraud works.
The FTX lawyer's testimony authenticates allegations from the CFTC. Let's see. Virtually unlimited line of credit. Oh, did you see this? This is the new news, by the way. Sam's parents, Joseph and Barbara Freed, Joseph Bankman and Barbara Freed, are under investigation. As confirmed by the current FTX CEO, John Ray. Ray revealed that Bankman received cash from the company as payment for giving legal advice to his son. Here we go, guys. And listen, have we ever had a $250 million bond secured by another criminal? Because that's what we got here. These people are all going to jail. I believe both parents went. That's not true. I think the mom will get out. The dad is going to jail. He'll go to prison with Sam. They'll both go to prison. I believe that 100%. It's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. And as Bitcoin starts going back up and people are starting to get more excited about it, are they going to want to hear about this anymore?
Probably
That's
not.
a question I wonder about.
Probably not.
But we're going to keep telling you. I said I won't stop till these people are in prison. I will not. So, sorry, relentless. Binance will allow institutional investors to keep collateral off the exchange. The exchange will let investors to post collateral with Binance custody, hold the assets off the internet and cold storage wallets, exercise to build trust among institutions. There we go. Great story. Google Ads delivered malware drains NFT influencers' entire crypto wallets. Is this the Gods guy?
Yeah, NFT Gods. I saw this. I read this. I did read this thread because I pull his stuff a decent amount for. But he's one of those ones that they show me all of his stuff because I'd pulled a couple links right before they updated it. Sad story.
NFT influencer claims to have lost a life-changing amount of their net worth in NFTs and crypto after accidentally downloading malicious software found via Google Ad search result. Man,
he was downloading OBS. He said, I downloaded OBS, wanted to do some game streaming, probably, didn't look at the sponsored link, he's like, I never click sponsored links. And it's just so happened this time I did it. And yeah, they hacked basically his entire life, all of his accounts, stole all his apes and, punks and all that kind of stuff.
Sad.
Yeah. And the fatal, and it was on a ledger, guys. The fatal error was, and you have to be careful, just because you have a ledger doesn't mean it's 100% safe. If you connect it to your computer and you're using it to put in a seed phrase, they can still have access to it through some specific ways. So just be extremely careful. A ledger isn't a one set fix all. You need to still be careful with what you click on.
Yeah. Your money can't be taken off ledger if you don't give people access to it. But he gave someone access through a back door here. So
well, he Yeah, he basically used his computer. Don't set it up on your computer if you can help it. Use the actual device. That's the whole purpose. And don't be.
Well, the other thing is, don't ever click on Google Ads.
Well, yeah.
Don't ever click on Google Ads. It's a way that people shortcut the system. God, I do not know what's going on with me today. It's 5 yawns in one day. But that's a new record on the show. It's actually 4. I'm a YouTuber, so I exaggerate. YouTuber yawns 5 times on his own show. He's so bored to death.
Top 5 yawns.
Oh, man. Top 5 yawns. Okay. Look, the fact is that this happened to Justin Williams. He was going to Uniswap, clicked on one of the Google ads, sent him to, a place that asked him for his private key to sign in to Uniswap, which doesn't make any sense. But, he did it anyways. He lost $40,000. He made it all back. But, tons of people this happens to. And every time somebody's like, my money's missing. If I go back over their entire day, I can figure out what it was. Because you just look for the one thing that's out of order. The one thing you clicked on that you wouldn't usually click on. And Google Ads is negligent. They should be sued for this. But yet they have protection for whatever reason. They can allow scams on YouTube. They can ban somebody for saying the word COVID. But yet they allow scammers to come in and do, paid ads to send people to a place where they steal all their money. Look, I got to stop the show right now. I totally forgot about something that happened.
What?
My PayPal account got banned.
Yeah?
Yeah. My PayPal account got banned yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah.
For what?
Don't tell me. They said they did a review of my account and it's now permanently limited. You remember that story about the censorship?
Oh, yeah. And they put it back in.
Mm-hmm. And now, all of a sudden, my account got banned. I've been using PayPal for years and years and years. We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. I'm going to be at C12, but maybe Wednesday we talk about that. I want to really dig into that because I totally forgot that happened. Because I think about people getting scammed. I got scammed by PayPal. What could it possibly be? I just have it hooked up to my Apple account to pay for my apps because you guys know I prefer a paid app over a free app, right? Doesn't everybody? And yeah, so I got to dig into it. I guarantee you something crypto related. My email address is at bitboycrypto.com, obviously. I had a bank turn me down one time because of my bank account or because of my email address because it said crypto in it. I'm having a real hard time with this one. And so I'm still got to figure out what happened and get a little more details on it. But we're about to make a big deal. We're about to go after PayPal hard. There was of course mine was banned last year for receiving too many transactions as friends and family. Yeah, but I mean, don't people send friends and family?
Oh yeah, no, they're really strict. They're extremely strict on that. We ran into that the other day where it wasn't allowing friends and family payment on stuff. They're locking that down because they want their fees. They want to be able to collect taxes. I'm sure it's an IRS thing. Probably getting government pressure to shut that down. Well,
we'll figure out what happens with that. So we're going to really push back hard against them because they're I don't think it's coincidence. It's right on the heels of the censorship stuff. Decentraland rises 70% on back of 7-day surge. So great. Another failed project that's raising in price. Mana hit a base price of 28.4 cents. Let's see here. Also noteworthy, Decentraland surge coincides with the start of the Australian Open. Decentraland heralded the return of the Australian Open on Twitter. What the Are they serious right here?
I guess AO Metaverse. Its largest commercial zone, Vegas City.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever read. The Australian Open started, so man, I'm pumped. Did you know the Australian Open started? No. Do you care? How many people in here care about the Australian Open? How many crypto people care about the Australian Open? Very, very interesting stuff. ETH Whale scooped up sand up nearly 80% for its highly bought crypto menu. ETH Whales are also adding fuel to the fire, accumulating sand and including the crypto on its top 10 tokens bought in the last 24 hours. Along with the recent release of GameMaker 0.8, the Sandbox ecosystem is expected to continue to be a dominant player in the GameFi space. So there you go. Whale loading up on sand. I do like sand compared to Decentraland. Look, I like tennis. I mean, my daughter plays tennis. I don't like watching professional tennis. I like watching my daughter play tennis. She crushes her opponents usually. But there you go. Ethereum turns deflationary amid wild. Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's go check that out real quick. Let's see.
It was like minus 400 something last night.
dot
Ultrasound.money.
ultrasound. Yep. What? Whoa, look at that. Look at supply chain minus 136. Wow. Looky here. Looky here. Looky here. This is pretty cool stuff here. Burn total 2.116. Guys, you're really starting to see this stuff really come into play here. I tell you what, man. It really is amazing. Look at how powerful this ETH merge has been. And people aren't even feeling it yet. Right now, the ground is shaking, but we're not really feeling the earthquake yet. It's going to happen, man. I mean, this is going to be, yeah, it is pregnant. It is ultrasound. This is, look at this thing. It's flying.
That's
ETH
new.
flying.
That wasn't there before.
Well, it's because it's getting pumped up now. Look at that. It's like Batman. ETH man. Well, that's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. All right. Let's see. Basically, just so you guys understand with the two, the way it works in the IP 1559, when the network is being used more ETH is burned. And so the more the network gets used, the more deflationary Ethereum becomes. Lido could become a more dominant ETH staking pool thanks to MetaMask. On January 13th, MetaMask made a major announcement that might significantly affect how users gain access to Ethereum staking pools. Lido held a 29% market share for staking as of writing since it switched to the POS network. Number has reached an all-time high of over 500,000, according to statistics at Beacon Scan. So Lido becoming a big player. I think it will continue to be a big player. And I think that people who haven't fooled around with collateralizing or DeFi, staking with synthetic versions of your asset, pretty interesting stuff. So I'm really starting to try to look into because this is a good way, I think, for people to make money. Optimism emerges as a contender in Layer 2 space. Can it overtake Polygon? One of the L2 solutions that have shown great promise is Optimism. How optimistic? The growth in transactions on Optimism could also be a sign that it's starting to flip Polygon's dominance in L2 space. Look at this. Wow. I didn't think anything would ever compete with Polygon, but maybe Optimism might have a chance. We really should do a video on this. When you find out who's behind Optimism, it'll make more sense why they're going to probably do well. Polygon still displayed dominance, occupied 67.9% of the overall space, indicated that although Optimism transactions were growing, it was not yet attracting as many users as Polygon. Optimism is going to take a long time to get up there with Polygon, but I believe that it's got a shot. Let's see. Uniswap's new deployment on StarkNet. Is it a game changer for a DEX giant? We're going to skip over this story. We got to get to our XRP people. XR people. XRP Army, throw the X up if you're in the chat. Throw the X up if you are feeling the love from the Ripple community, as they have now partnered with a money transfer company. Guys, this case is going to end this year. I think it's just a matter of time. Once this case ends, you guys see market's getting a little more bullish again. Timing's going to be right. I know last year you really wanted the case to end. It wouldn't have done much to the price. Now that things are going back in the positive direction, definitely think that is going to be a really good opportunity for the XRP Army to finally get the gains that they always wanted to get. You think they will?
I hope so.
Hope so. Central Bank of Uruguay, registers Ripple Partner as a money transfer company. In the XRP community, a document of the Central Bank of Uruguay, in which Ripple is mentioned 7 times, is currently causing quite a stir. Document dates back to March 7th, 2022, but is said to have been published less than a week ago on the website of the Central Bank of Uruguay. BTC authorized Litem software to use RippleNet platform based on contract with Ripple services. At the time of this writing, it's only possible to speculate on the implications. Put a little further, it seems they would intend to contract Ripple for messaging data only, not ODL. Well, I mean, if they're going to do it for messaging as well, then that'd be good. That'd line up ISO 20022. And I will tell you, I did speak with, we maybe put it out today, our interview with Dr. Lehman Baird from HBAR, from Hedera. They're very specific about this. Do you know about this?
That they don't want to be called HBAR?
HBAR is a token. That's it. Do not call the network HBAR. They hate it.
Hedera.
Yeah. So we're going to start referring to that as well. We don't want to make Dr. Lehman Baird mad.
Do they specifically want you to say Hedera Hashgraph, or is Hedera fine?
Hashgraph's the algorithm.
Okay.
Hedera is the network. Hashgraph is the algorithm. Dr. Lehman Baird co-founded the project, and he created the algorithm. He said, he's an interesting guy. He talks kind of funny too. He's like, well, I decided to come up with this because I was doing math. I love math. I was just doing math problems that have no solution. Just kept doing them over and over and over again. And I figured, wow, I think I could turn this into something. And it was just like the idea of him sitting around just doing math problems on a notebook that don't have solutions for hours on end. Yeah. Like that cracks me up. That's very funny to me. I don't know. Is that funny to you?
It is funny. It reminds me I don't know if you've had a chance to watch that Madoff documentary yet.
Not yet.
But when you do, there's a mathematician in there that basically somebody comes to him, they show him what's going on. And within a few minutes, he says, oh, it's clearly like the math doesn't work. It's clearly a scam. Yeah. And then nobody will listen to him. And so he just becomes like obsessed with this. And he's the one who basically, when it finally did get reviewed by the SEC, he gave the SEC a 30-point document of red flags that they completely ignored. And he just wouldn't let it go. And he's extremely, same kind of thing, like obsessed with math. And it's pretty funny. He's a good character. I mean, he's a real person, obviously. But.
Right. So anyways, I think maybe we're putting that interview out today. I'm very bullish on Hedera. Like after speaking with him, it's going to be very interesting to see the way that their council works. Their council is very interesting. I think people are going to be very fascinated by that. Astrological Ether Tarot says Ben Adams exploded. That's great. They've got contacts to look who's taking. We like Adam. Before that, Izzy Boss says, are you still bullish on Blocktopia? We're out on Blocktopia. That's what I'll say. We're out on them completely. We're not partnered with them. I don't like the way that I don't like some of the ways that they did some things. A lot of things. And so we're out on Blocktopia for sure. We were in a private sale with them, and we still had a lot of tokens that they owed us, and we're not receiving any more of those. They said, oh well, if you unpartner with us, we're not going to give you any more of your tokens. Fine, I don't care. We're not partnering with you. So we made all we asked them to do was take us off their website because there have been some questions about some things that launched on Blocktopia that were scams, and we don't want to be associated with that. And so they came out and they said, oh, well, you know what? If you don't want to be partnered with us, then we're not going to honor our deal that we made. That's fine.
That was after they already didn't honor the original deal with a lot of different people. So
right. Yeah. So we're out on Blocktopia. I'm not going to say anything bad about them. I think the idea was great. I think that the metaverse itself, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I know we did some stuff with them before where we did an Around the Blockchain episode inside there. Pretty cool. But going forward, it's not a project we will ever be talking about again on this channel. So there you go. That was your 1 minute TLDR of our relationship with Blocktopia. We will no longer be involved with them. So if you want to find people that are, go other places. 75,000 XRP returned by scammer. John Deaton praises community efforts. Crypto law founder, blockchain enthusiast John Deaton praised the XRP community after a scammer returned 75,000 stolen from a user. Very definition of community, wrote Deaton. Let's see. David Schwartz also expressed delight. What did he say in a tweet? I'm sure it was funny. Return of the funds drew curiosity. Several asked what could have prompted the scammer to return his loot. Response was that maybe he was moved by heartfelt messages seen to him through the BitHump transaction memo field. I doubt that. I think he thought he was going to get caught and probably sent the money in. Is Tiffany Hayden still an XRP user? Isn't she out on XRP?
I don't know.
Tiffany Hayden was one of the biggest influencers in 2017.
Yep.
Huge in Ripple. And then she had a falling out with him at some point. And I asked her to come on my show and she wouldn't respond to me. So, and now, I don't know. I see she still posts stuff on Twitter sometimes, but she's another one. It's another one of these, you had to be there, people.
Yeah.
Like you had to be there to know who Tiff Hayden was.
Yep.
She's totally irrelevant now. People don't even know who she is. They don't talk about her. I don't even think she's involved with XRP anymore. But definitely one of the OGs of XRP. No question about it. Yeah, I love Tiffany though. Don't get me wrong. I love Tiffany. Let's see, 6K to 100K. What? How to turn 6K to 100K? Sell profits, invest in projects that are down, repeat. That's the only way. All right. We got some questions.
Yeah, a couple questions from earlier in the show. Crypto Halligan. I'm a fireman who works past 5 p.m.
A fireman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hoping not too much longer. Thanks to you guys. Thoughts on XTP? Its parent company just listed London Stock Exchange. XTP, that's that tap coin. It's extremely small market cap.
Martini guy likes it.
Martini guy likes it.
He's in England, so he probably knows a little better.
Yeah, I saw some super chats about it. Could be.
Be careful.
Be careful. Yeah, that's what I'd say. But it could be strong. I know there's some people in this office that like it. Just strictly based on Martini guy. The name of the guy who was talking about the Bitcoin chart in his Discord channel, that's Frankie Candles.
Frankie Candles.
Yeah.
You know him?
I do know him. Yeah. Well, I'll drop that in the chat. You can get his Discord by going to his channel.
I heard he's got meaty calves.
Buckslayer 4x4.
And I'm not talking about veal.
At what point do you call a project dead, and at what market cap?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Less than 100K market cap is completely dead.
Well, yeah.
Less than $1 million is pretty close. But some projects that are building, they may have one around there. What was the other part of that?
That's pretty much it.
Let's see. The 6 yawn. We get the 6 yawn is dead. It's over. That's when you know. All right, guys. That's all I got. I got to go catch a 2-minute nap before I have my next meeting. That's all I got. Be blessed. Bitcoin up. Good boy out.